I've had this quote on a whiteboard in my office for months now, and it just says, ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. And it's something that I need to remember, and maybe you need to remember too, because I think naturally we go for things that are easy for us, or we go for a version of things that's easy. But the problem is that that doesn't grow us any, that doesn't help us to get stronger and get better at whatever it is we're doing. So that's largely the reason why I'm running a mile a day and making a video a day, is it's just a lot of work. I think by nature we're kind of built to take the easy road. Like, what's the thing that conserves the most energy, that gets me the most bang for the buck, that hurts the least amount, because that's kept us alive for as long as we've been the human race, and that totally makes sense. But now, since so much of the population is in first world developed sort of Western country, we don't need to follow those rules anymore. We don't need to listen to our body when it says, you know what, you really have to stop doing this because that's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable is okay. It's something that I really need to embody more, and that's why it's on my whiteboard. But just generally, as like some backstory on me, I had a relatively easy time in school. I had a family that cared about me. I grew up middle class and tall and white and male. Like, if it doesn't get any easier than that, I don't know what is. And the reason I say that is because that meant that I didn't have to overcome very much stuff growing up. And if you're like me and you're watching this, maybe you've got to think about that too and realize maybe you didn't have to overcome a whole ton of stuff. Or even if you did, maybe you're stopping that habit now because you can. Maybe you had a rough childhood and you had some things you needed to overcome, or had some issues in school or whatever, and now you're sick of it. You don't want to have to overcome anymore. You've overcame and you're ready to be done and to coast and to be comfortable. Well, I'm just making this video today to challenge you with positivity and hope that you should and you can challenge yourself and you can grow. So there's a danger, I think, in the human nature of staying stagnant, because we get too comfortable, we get weak, and we become worse people because of it. We're not willing to take on the challenges we need to be the best versions of ourselves. I think there's a real beauty in the growth that comes from just doing hard stuff. And this isn't about being a tough guy. This isn't about masochism. It's none of that. It's just going, how can I grow? It has to be through hardship, through discomfort. And the great thing about living in a first world developed country is you get to choose the level of discomfort that you want. Like, you can just turn that up or down by the degree that you want to grow. So it's really nice because we have that option. But I think we're misusing this gift of comfort and ease and relative safety if we don't go ahead and choose to grow. So if you want some more motivation like this, look up people like David Goggins, like Jocko Willink, like James Clear. They've got some really good tips on how to push yourself, on how to develop good habits, and how to just go ahead and accept the hard work that is the goal, that is the development work. So I think one of the versions that this takes on for us nowadays as a Western sort of first world consumer culture is we have a goal in mind and we sort of commit to it. But the really sinister thing is that we tell ourselves that we've fully committed to it. We'll tell ourselves, oh yeah, I'm gonna get in shape this time, or I'm gonna sign up for that marathon, or I'm gonna save money, I'm gonna learn how to invest. And then we take about 2 steps forward, we generally buy something, and then we sort of fizzle out. And we sort of fall out of love with that goal. And somehow, 6 months later, we wake up and we go, wait a second, I was gonna be that other person, that better version of me, that I've always wanted to be. But we somehow just divorce ourselves from that goal. I think the only way we overcome that is to realize that the way we get anywhere is through the hard work. So it's not fun necessarily to go out and run every day, or to automatically deposit some money into your savings account, or to read that personal finance book. There are other things that, for right now, feel like a lot more fun. And I'm with you in that. Like, I wanna sit and watch YouTube videos about cameras, and I wanna eat gummy bears and drink milk and lay around and do nothing. The problem with giving into those immediate, sort of temporary, nice feeling things is that we never push ourselves to go on and do something bigger and better. We don't develop ourselves into the people that we wanna be. Odds are we need to buy less stuff and do more work. That's my sort of takeaway, 1-sentence tip for the day that I'm telling myself like every day. Buy less stuff, learn how to use the stuff you already have in the best way possible, and just do the work. Odds are we need 10,000 hours of practice more than we need 10,000 hours of gear. The gear won't help you if you don't know what you're doing. Anyway, this has been far too long of a video. I apologize for my rambling, but we're only 7 days away from the next challenge. If you haven't been following me on Instagram, you gotta go there because that's where the most of the action happens. But today I did a poll and almost everyone wants air squats. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have the most muscular, well-developed booty I've ever had in my life from all these air squats. That's starting in a week. All right, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you. Tomorrow, we run.